Hello and welcome back to the CMG $10,000 Rogue Company Showdown main event day number 2. Apologize for the technical difficulties, but we are going to be getting right into the grand finals, and that is what we have all been waiting for. So without any wait, we're going to be hopping right into it. We know that it's going to be just us versus Right Turtle. Now, Fawn, give me your quick thoughts as we're going to be looking at the series layout for this matchup.
Well, here we are back into the finals of Justus and Right Turtle, and if I believe correctly, I do believe in previous qualifiers, these two teams have played before, and a few times. It's been a back and forth match when we were watching them during qualifiers. I imagine it's going to be back and forth here. The series layout has some amazing maps set up for us as well. Favelas for both King of the Hill and Demolition here. Palace, Favelas, Factory, Windward, and Favelas. We got Demolition, obviously King of the Hill, Strikeout, King of the Hill, and the Demolition to end things off. I think Palace Demolition is a great place to start things. I really have enjoyed watching this map today. I think we've seen some of the cooler plays come out on this map, honestly, and I'm really excited to, get into it and see how these two teams are going to play. We're here in grand finals, so this is it.
Oh yeah, big time. And Palace Demolition, like I said, Justus was not looking great in that Palace Demolition when they had to play it in the last series, and now they're going to have to do that yet again in the bans coming out. They are going to be Glitch for the side of Justus and Ronin for the side of Right Turtle. So a lot of intel going to be banned out by Glitch, and then the lack of intel by Ronin going to be banned out. So we should be seeing a lot of Dallas, a lot of Runway, maybe some Lancer. I'm expecting a lot. I'm not even sure if we're going to see a Dahlia. Most likely going to see a Dahlia, but who knows, man? People might pull out the Saint right here. You never know, man. We've seen Kestrel, so many different rogues. There's a lot of rogues open, honestly.
Runway is definitely one of those rogues that my mind first drifts off to, especially on a map like Palace. I think it follows the same sort of lineup that we saw with Canals and a lot of different maps. So I'm excited to see how, if they even pick her on this draft, I think it's a great map to utilize her on.
Oh, yes. Absolutely amazing is this map, Palace. We're going to be hopping right into this game. I cannot wait. Demolition, it is all coming down to this $10,000 in prize money. And it all comes down to these final two teams battling it out. Who's going to be taking home $6,000 and who's going to be taking home with a third of that $2,000? It's a lot of money on the line, a lot of skill coming out of these players. And man, oh man, it has all come down to this very final moment, this final series potentially, as we might have two series today. That could be very interesting, Fawn.
It seems like right now we're already hovering the Dahlia. We're hovering the Kestrel as well. The very first match of this grand finals game. So once again, Ronin, Glitch, both of them banned out here. As for right now, we are looking at who they're potentially going to end up drafting. We've got Dahlia, and hey, I mentioned it before, you see it right here. It's the Runway being hovered right now because I imagine that she's extreme. Not that I imagine, I definitely know that she's going to be really good on this map. Follows the same sort of line of thinking and mindset of Canals, I believe personally. I think it's a. Is this real? Okay, yeah, I was about to be like a Switchblade pick. Like I thought it was a joke. It seems like it is because they're going to lock in Runway.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a troll. Maybe Delin is saying, oh, I missed my Switchblade, because he did do pretty good on Switchblade the 1 month that we did play with Switchblade allowed. So, but that Runway is going to be locked in on both sides. Dallas on both sides as well. We got a straight up mirror match. We got Kestrels and Dahlias on the map as well. So a lot of mollies are going to be out. Even more smokes. Now, that is the one thing about this composition is that on offense, you're going to be having a lot of smokes. 3 smokes round 1 if you choose to, or potentially 3 nades. We've seen players like Rugi, even though he did get taken out, we've seen players like Rugi use these grenades very, very well. So, who knows? When you're able to throw 1 grenade, you get back 2 with Runway. You never know what we're going to be seeing. And already, it is going to be a link with the Kestrel on both sides for these teams. And I do like that.
I definitely think that this would be an amazing match as they head right on into the game. They're already looking it down mid, it seems like. An interesting strategy, pushing in through double doors here. Everyone's actually grouped up and pushing through double doors. This is the majority of the team. Slapodopoulos is by himself, throws out the Simtex. They avoid some of the damage, but not all of it. They toss out a smoke just to try and cover their push.
Yeah, and I like this play out of Frag. He's going to throw that smoke for his team to get to that A site, and then he's going to turn around and watch the flank, because so many players do like to flank, but Sadly, Frag ends up getting taken out by that flanker. And now it's a 4v3 situation. They still haven't planted the bomb. And now it's just tragic for them as they're going to need to fight their way out of this one. Gronky is able to pick up Slop in the deep hallway. Ink might be dying to that grenade. Yes, as Polza is going to be using that one. Great nade. Nice little soft nade coming out. He's going to be hopping up, trying to get the angle on him. And nice. Oh, he didn't finish him off, actually. Oh, man.
Yeah, Gronky finds the solidifying hit that puts him in the dirt. Now you've got a 2v1 situation here. And honestly, pretty easy, I would imagine, to try and take this fight by storm. Like I said, 2v1. And I love I absolutely love this. I love Immis and Prosper being where they are because they aren't necessarily pushing. They're waiting to see if anyone tries to flank around. They get the intel and then they swing together. It's a matter of not pushing too early. Bounce goes out and fleshes him out. He dies to the gunshots from Immis. That means the first round is in the back pocket of Right Turtle.
Yeah, and like I said, we've seen a lot of different strategies come out on this map. I even said the mid to A, you know, that is an offensive play that teams have started to throw in there every now and then, and they decided to hit it off the pistol round with the Dahlia taking the smoking off that right side, pushing toward A, but sadly a player did get picked off, and you just can't have that if you're going to do that type of play. You got to push all together. So I did like Frag out turning around and, you know, watching for the flank, but it ended up costing him his life. Just a greatly cooked nade by Polza onto Ink. I'm sure that he got a call out that a player was at that backside, just able to perfectly throw that grenade at that edge. And 53 for Slopadopoulos with this runway sniper. Absolutely love to see it, man. People are finally able to land these headshots when they got that damage range, that fall off completely nullified, and right there is a clean trade. One player in Polza is going to get finished. Ink on the ground. He's going to need a revive, and he's going to be getting one, as there's not going to be any utility coming out. I'm kind of surprised about that.
It seems like for right now, they are at least trying to make a conscientious effort to push in here, tosses up the nade and forces them back out. The Kestrel drones as well make a very good spot for them to sort of get funneled into so far. Justus Roco has been doing a great job. Another nade from Slop as well. Now he's holding by himself. Slop, I believe he knows that he's there. Still has to play retake here. Doesn't quite want to push so far. Tosses out the cooked nade and not going to find the kill. They have a 3v1 scenario. It's not going to be as easy. They're probably going to get him up too. Trying to find the shot. Manages to land the no-scope with at least 70 HP. Wait, finds one, finds two. Hold on a second. Slopadopoulos is 2v2 right now. It doesn't even matter. The bomb blows up and still a good potential opportunity for him. It's going to run dry. We tie things up at a 1-1.
Yeah, you know, even though he's not able to win the round, he's still able to get a lot of money off that round, already at 22,000. So he's at second place in the lobby when it comes to overall money, only behind Gronky, who has 5 downs on the Kestrel. It's going to be hard to catch a Kestrel when she's that far ahead in kills.
Yeah, so far, so good for Justus Roco to be able to try and clap back against Right Turtle there. We have a 1v1 tie, and now we're trying to slowly make this work for us. In the grand scheme of things, is probably what they're thinking to themselves right now. It seems like they want to try and push over on B side once again. They're trying to keep the momentum in their court by going B again. Hey, if it worked, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I definitely would keep that in mind. However, Slot has a good angle and manages to land one shot, but nobody's there to quite cover or get the down.
Yeah, now he's just looking, trying to get an angle, as the Dahlia already did go down. And everyone knows when a Dahlia goes down, that's where warfare starts, because everyone knows you're going to have to revive that, and that's not always going to be that easy. But there is a player flanking, I believe, on the offense. I believe that Kestrel is going to be flanking around toward A. Yep, that is Gronky. Okay, so Gronky is planting at A, actually, and he's planting for their spawn. Now, he planted in the very back for, you know, the very, very back spawn. They're in a 4v3 situation. This is going to be extremely, extremely good for Justus right now.
Slowly pushing around the corner, at least. They're trying to see what opportunity awaits them. Ink manages to get one down. They know he's swinging around the corner. They know Immis is there. Mostly headshots, and Slop gets cleaned up soon after that. 2-2-1 so far on the side of Justus Roco. They have taken the momentum for themselves, and in very popular, and not very popular, but very strategic fashion too, actually. I'm very impressed by how they utilized a lot of the distraction even after they got the down to really sell the fact that they were going to beat. They allowed people to rotate, made it seem like that they were actually there. None of them could push up close enough to actually see if they had the bomb or not, so they weren't able to quite read the fake B push, right? So with that being the case, well done by Gronky. I think that was a great job of him utilizing and working with his team there.
Yeah, 100%. Gronky did an amazing job right there. Just, ooh, and that's a headshot too. But sadly, the damage range is not upgraded on that sniper. You got to upgrade it a few times if you want to be able to hit those kind of shots one shot. Even if you hit the heady, you're not going to down him from that far away. And Ink able to get the first blood on Emes. That's absolutely massive for this squad.
It seems pretty good so far. Trade things out 1-for-1. One death on the side of Justus Roco, one death on the side of Right Turtle here in round 4. Prosper holding around the corner too. They're slowly trying to make their way up. Throws out the briefcase as well, but they have 2 people already ready to swing, even though still Delana manages to win that fight. There's only one more person remaining, and they're getting forced out by the Kestrel. Tosses out the Simtex, whiffs, and it is going to be a 3-1 as we head right into round 5.
Yeah, and right now, Justus is looking a lot better already on this map than they did in the last series. Maybe they were able to figure a couple things out. Who knows? But right now, they're looking very good. Delina just doing his job. He's got 6 assists, 7 elims. Doesn't need it down if he's going to be doing his job. Frag as well is doing his job. He's got 3 revives. That's all you need to do if you're the side of Justus. Just do your job. Let the players that are supposed to slay out do that, which are the Dallas and the Kestrel, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. And 3-1 advantage. They're trying to extend this thing as much as possible. We're not really too sure if this is more of an offensive or defensive sided map, but right now, like you said, it's a momentum based map, and right now Justice has all the momentum.
It seems like right now, obviously, Right Turtle are the ones that are trying to try and retake this momentum for themselves, right? They're trying to see if they can push out to B once again. Like I said before, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. No reason to try and go to a different side. I feel like this one is working out, although they do get the down that time. It seems like they are very well prepared this time around. Rolls right into the ensign, and they do actually get the down there. Delana gone. Slapodopoulos also killed. Now we're looking at 1 person down, 1 dead on the side of Justus Roco. They have the advantage on the side of Right Turtle. It's a matter of how they utilize it.
Yeah, they got to stay alive, and they're able to get a big pick, but then it gets traded out immediately. And that kill feed is lighting up, and now it's a 2v1, 3v1 as they're able to get that revive. And just like that, Right Turtle brings it back 3-2. This one's getting closer and closer.
Yeah, as for right now, it seems like Right Turtle, once again, I believe we are 2 rounds away from having our first swap in the half here. Maybe Right Turtle have a better chance at playing on offense, right? I don't want to call it too early. Maybe they do have a better chance of playing it on offense. I definitely think that Justus Roco have been doing such a great job at making sure they utilize this map to their advantage. This is what I was talking about earlier when I was saying play the map. And like I said before, like some people might be confused, like Fawn, obviously you can play the map. That's possible. You go to it, it gets selected, you can play on it. But it's more so just the fact that you're looking at these situations where they're playing up on the rooftops. They're waiting. I mean, we saw in the very first round, they're pushing in through mid, through double doors. A strategy I don't believe we've seen that I can physically remember on camera before. But it's about a matter of understanding what this map offers, what type of playstyle your team can go for. And they throw out the smokes here. They're making this look clean. They've been able to play pretty much plant on B side almost every round, I think, except for like 1, maybe like 1 or 2.
Yeah, they're doing an absolutely amazing job of getting this bomb down. The double smokes, potentially 3 with the runway. You just throw them all out at the same time, and especially in these type of situations where you have a Dallas with 2 mollies in his pocket, potentially. If you're able to get into this position that you see Justus in, it's going to be very, very hard to lose it. And right now, they're going to go ahead and push out these players as they're feeling very confident in winning this round. So right now, Gronky fighting for his life. He's going to go ahead and use that Kestrel. It's only a couple seconds left. They got this round in the bag, and they're going to be going up 4-2.
Catching out a couple members as well on the escape here, running them down, seeing if they can try and push anything forward as well. 4-2 so far. Justus Roco looking great. Honestly, I mean, 10 downs on the side of Gronky. I mean, you have Ink also putting up 7 downs, I believe, is what I saw for a brief moment. But we see the beautiful bounce nade just to confirm the kill from Gronky right there. I mean, like I'm saying, they are playing the map. They know what they want to go for here, and it's been looking great so far on Dillo.
Yeah, they've been looking amazing. Up 4-2. They want to make this a 5-2 halftime lead. They're not trying to bring this thing dead even. They don't want a 4-3. That is not what you want if you're the side of Justus. You've been playing it better than a 4-3, so they want to secure that 4-3. And right now, they're going to need to execute this B play very efficiently because they've already been B so many times that the defense will start to catch on to what you want to do. So it's going to be a big question. Oh, but it looks like, yep, there's the smokes. And like I said, she's going to be refilling with the smokes and also refilling with the grenades as well. You see that Dahlia still has another smoke in her pocket. Now, the bomb did not go down yet. Not sure why they did not use the smokes to get the bomb down. That nade was almost perfect, just barely undercooked. That smoke is going to be coming out yet again. We're going to be seeing these players push up. They might be pushing in there, and sadly, that's not going to work out. Gronky gets taken out. Not sure why they're deciding to go for the push instead of going for the plant. But right now, a 4-2 advantage for the side of Right Turtle, and it's looking very good for them.
Yeah, Fraggy trying to put some damage numbers up on the board, and he does, but Emmis is obviously around, just as we saw him standing right next to his teammate there, making sure that he can actually get the kill. They take care of Pulsa, and they actually get the down on Prosper Logic. Hey, that's the power of Runway right there, man. That's the power of Runway and those mollies that she has such pivotal access to. Great headshot as well. Slapadopoulos pushes around the corner. He's going to end up losing that fight. Pushes back up and hits for 70, but doesn't find the shot needed to try and see if he can turn that round. 4-3 so far, with Right Turtle taking another point.
Yeah, and that looked very good from Right Turtle. Overall, you know, they were able to stop that push. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure why they pushed up into their spawn when they had site control. It looked like that was. I'm not sure if they saw a guy middle, saw a guy flanking, and said, you know what, we're going to take the numbers advantage. But either way, it just did not work out. So I would love to hear the comms from the team during that time, just because it's a big question mark. Like, was the play call to push forward, or did Gronky just get a little bit too zealous by pushing up to all the way past that little elevated area? Just very questionable play call out of this squad. So I'm not exactly sure who decided that one, but they changed it up. Then not only did they just go to B, they went B and didn't plant the bomb. They wanted to go straight for kills this time instead of planting. What are your thoughts about that? Trying to push forward instead of just planting with what you got.
Well, it was the same thing it was that we saw with Gaming Gorillas earlier, right? I mean, it was the fact that they had the same sort of situation. They did so well, and I think in situations like that where you commit to things like that, I think you sort of end up throwing the round, right? I mean, it worked out a little bit more pivotal for Right Turtle there, right? But I think that it's not the best choice. I think at the end of the day, it's cool if you want to get the kills and such, but sometimes you can catch your opponent off guard with that. I think that at this high level of play, it's not often that you'll catch them off guard, right? A lot of the time, they're going to have good communication. They're going to try and play the best it is that they can play, right? So I don't imagine that these things are going to be as crazy as being able to worry about fighting instead of just playing the bomb. I think the bomb is too much of a force to be reckoned with because it forces an entirely different mindset when it's planted, right? So
yeah, and they're just going to defuse this bomb. I am not exactly sure why they planted it there and why they backed all the way up, but yeah, they're just going to defuse that bomb. That it's plays like that where you're just like, I don't know if there were small communication errors or if you thought you planted it for a certain place, but yeah, that was not planted for either side really. So that's just going to be a very easy retake for the side of Justus, and they're going to go up 5-3 rather easily. Now, I'm interested to see what the Lancer is going to be doing. Now, this last round, the Lancer pushed up to B very quickly, got that control of that B site simply because you are able to beat players to that roof if you are a Lancer. It is one of the simpler Lancer plays on this map. You just immediately pop your boots, and I think he's going to do it again simply because he didn't get caught last time, and this time he has a gun. So if he's going to be able to come up here, he's most likely going to win this gunfight. So let's see how this is going to go down, as he's going to need to win this one. Now, somebody did call him out that he's up here, so now it's going to be all about this Lancer playing his life. Delina has been in these situations many, many times, and this is honestly a stalemate right now. Both of these teams, they know the Lancer's pushed up, so the question is, do they want to clear out the Lancer? Do they want to wait for the Lancer? Do they want to rotate? It's only so many things you can do now knowing that the Lancer is there.
Oh, the briefcase towards Prosper right there. As they're still holding things off. They see Fraggy right there as well. Trying to see if they can get some shots into him. Lands one shot, but nothing that really would be dangerous so far. I like how they're playing this. They're all playing back. I believe that... Okay, now, I don't think this is the case. Okay, yeah, no. It's not. But I saw them all grouping up here. I was thinking that it could be one of those situations where they try and set themselves up to push it like the last few seconds of the timer. We've seen that happen before, but that's not what they're going to do. They're setting up to try and deal with this Lancer. They get the kill on Delana, but not before they trade out MS. The Incend from Ink also takes care of Slop. He's downed, and now you have to be a little bit more concerned.
Yeah, they got to get him up, but they only have 25 seconds left to plant this bomb, and I'm not sure if they're going to decide to stay at B. Looks like no. They're going to go ahead and dip out. Most likely, it looks like they're actually taking the gunfights, so they're going to be pushing this bad boy. 3v3 situation now. Emes has to win this one. He's going to get traded out with Ink, and the bomb is going to be going down at A site. And that is big news for this squad. As right now, I believe that revive is going to come through, so it's most likely going to be a 3v2 situation, and Pulza, he's going to be on this bridge, and the question is, can Pulza hold them off long enough? And man, beautiful Simtex coming out from Gronky, and that's going to be a nice trade, and now Pulza by his lonesome, and that's not what you want to see, is three players of Justus running at you like a wild stampede.
But I think in a situation like that, you just play for time. Right?
Yeah.
Because playing post-play, not like now, obviously, I'm not saying that in its entirety, 100% he could have won that 1v3 situation because you have 3 people running at you, right? But I think if they're willing to chase you like that, I think the last thing it is that you need to do, from my personal standpoint, at least my opinion, is that you need to try and peek them and take that fight. I think your goal in that situation is to burn down as much time as possible because they're not going to send everybody to Looney Tunes you around the entire map, right? They're going to send somebody off to deal with that. And I think that because the bomb is an ever-present threat, once again, why you don't want to just ignore the bomb plant and you want to actually plant the bomb is for that sole reason. It's because of how much pressure it applies. You run away from a situation like that, that 3v1 turns into a 2v1, and you never know what could happen out of there, right? Just making your chances a little bit easier if you are going to take that fight. I mean, I understand he wanted a little bit of extra cash in the back pocket, but I personally don't agree with that decision regardless. I mean, here we are at a 6-3.
Oh! And yeah, that Lancer
he
came
had no
right
idea.
in... Yeah, he had no idea. Lancer popped up right in Slop's face and said, hey, I'm here and I'm not messing around. And now is this Dahlia going to get revived by the... Yes, she is. Wow, all 4 players were down, but that Dahlia res does come through as Dahlia was not finished off, and the Kestrel revived the Dallas. Uh-oh. And now it's a 2v2 situation. They're going to be planting for the enemy spawn. 2v2 now. Pulza going to be playing this deep cut area. That's pretty dangerous, I'm not going to lie. He might be in dire situations pretty soon. Right now, Emes and Pulza going to have to be the duo that they are and lock this one down.
Well, I think he's playing this more wider angle deep in the cut, like you were saying before, because he wants to be able to peek out when Kestrel has to peek, right?
Yep.
Obviously, throughout the nade, so that's enough intel to know that, hey, they're coming in, they're pushing. And actually, I don't think Dallas has no snap detected. They think he's playing somewhere close by the site, by the staircase, but he's not. They swing around and see, this is what I mean. This is why Pulsa wants to play there, but it is a little bit too late because Emes gets forced off, I believe. He gets Fraggy extremely low, but oh my goodness, he lands the shots necessary to take this round to a 0.7, round 11. We're here, baby. This is grand finals.
Yeah, that was, woof. That was a nice shot coming out of Frag Out. That is him going back to his Phantom days. You know, everyone knows that he was one of the best snipers in the game back when it was the Fixer Phantom sniper meta, and he's showing a little bit of that right here. Is boom down to 1 HP, able to barely see him, and takes off his head completely. That was a beautiful headshot coming out of Frag Out. Tom Fraggy on this runway, 7-3.
Man, oh man, here we are. Like you said before, Rome 7-3. Watching for any sort of early peaks, anyone that might try and come along the horizon, or at least from the top of that temple right there. Makes it a little bit harder to try and deal with this. You know, they're going for A, though. And so they might have to already, they're sending their reinforcements towards A site here. I do believe they should be able to get the bomb down pretty quickly. Somebody is covering Emes, and Emes is covering mid. So I wonder where what the intention for the bomb is right here. I think Emes got forced off. I think he was too worried about that. Swings out wide, but he's actually getting swung on. They get rid of Ink. There is one already down. We're talking about a 3v4 right now. Has the sniper ready to go. Tries to shoot Slop, but he actually hits the wall, the part of the architecture of the temple. He's not able to find the hit or the damage.
Yeah, so close. It's absolutely millimeters away. And right now, they know that this guy is at this close box. He's going to get low, and oh no! Prosper going to be taking out Gronky. That can't happen, as he was already very, very weak. And now we're most likely looking at a 7-4 situation, as Frag is all by his lonesome. And
Wow.
man, you even saw that bullet go past his head, right? Like, man,
Yeah.
Frag might be feeling himself a little bit with that sniper.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, man, oh man. This is looking like Right Turtle have woken up a bit. They got that bomb plant down, and them getting the kill when they did, they really forced their numbers advantage there, because obviously everyone wasn't there, wasn't on site, but because that wasn't the case, obviously you see them push forward and be a little bit more aggressive. It's because they know they have that numbers advantage, because if that was the case with some of the utility wells they were burning, and on top of that, they also have runway, right? To check a lot of those corners, to have some of that util being utilized to check things a little bit earlier with the information it was they were able to gather along with the Dallas. They knew that nobody, at least more than like maybe like a couple people, maybe even one person was there, and they would have to utilize that time for rotation to take over site. And it worked out for them.
Yeah, 100%. And right now, you see the Lancer with that 24S. Delina said, you know what? I don't need to switch weapons. I got all these guns mastered, but it doesn't even matter. I can still use what was given to this rogue when she was released. And he's been loving that 24S. It's definitely one of Delina's favorite guns. And right now it's nice to see Delina back on the Lancer. We haven't really seen Delina play too much Lancer uh, ever since the Skyfell days. They used to love
Mhm.
playing with a Lancer on their team on Skyfell, but ever since that map did get removed from the rotation for Demolition, he's been playing a little bit more of it recently, and that's nice to see from back in the day. So he's going to be playing very passive, popping that ultimate,
Wow.
going to be taking out Emes. That player's going to get revived though. Oh, and that is the worst nightmare for a Lancer, is to get a down, not be able to finish it, get full killed, and then that player getting revived. That is just absolutely tragic.
Oh, she
He's
stuck him.
stuck. Yeah, that player's going to drop as well. And now the bomb does go down. That player's going to be getting back up. So even though the Simtex was able to get him down, they still have to hold this angle. And you can see Slop. Oh!
Oh, wow.
Slop unzoomed at the worst time ever.
The kills are trading back and forth, though. Dahlia still has her, I believe she still has her res, or I'm not sure if that was or wasn't the case, but Dallas is down. This is a 2v1. This is completely winnable. Throws out the smoke, tries to cross into it. They know that he's there, tries to swing on Emis, pre-firing through the smoke before he can fully see, and he's going to land some shots, but not any kill, not even a down, as we now go to 7-5. Right Turtle, they are looking
Yeah,
more and more impressive as time goes on.
yeah, 2 rounds in a row now. Feeling very good. And right there, Delina almost made the play to win the game. He was almost able to kill that Dahlia Link, but sadly he couldn't finish it off. And so even if you have 1 HP on the ground and Dahlia is reviving you, you're always going to get up. Oh man, that's just the worst nightmare for a Lancer right there. You get the first down, you feel amazing, you get killed, you're like, okay, it's a 1-for-1, but then they get revived and you're like, uh-oh, I just put my team in a really bad situation. And sadly, that's what Delina did to his squad right there. But a good try out of him for
Mhm.
sure. And you see Runway, she's going to be setting up over at this B site, not using that briefcase just yet.
Yeah, obviously, they're trying to save the utility for a time that they feel like is way better. They probably want to utilize it, I imagine, when they actually have the bomb down or they're committing to a site, right? Which seems like everyone has the attention over here.
Oh,
At B, they manage to get the nade and it gets the down. They
oh,
take
that
care
player's
of
going to
one on
live.
your feet. And Emis gets back up. We still have an opportunity here. They're actually forcing off the remaining members that are on Justus Roco's side. They're defending B at least a little bit away. They're slowly inching their way in, and they manage to get the bomb down. Now we're playing post-plant with the kill on Ink.
Yeah, and that kill on Ink is absolutely massive. And that's another down as well on Gronky. That's the revive. Frag drops as well. All that's left is Delina, and you know he's flanking. So now it's all about where he's going to be flanking from. And that's another bad feeling as a Lancer. When you tell your team, just stay alive, I'm hitting the flank, and then your whole team dies. And then now you have to, 1, lose the round, and 2, tell the enemy team that you were flanking, so the next round they're going to be more on the lookout for it. So it's really a lose-lose for Just Us right here. as we're going to be seeing a 7-6, and that's 3 rounds in a row now for the side of Right Turtle. Interesting.
Yeah, it's like as the rounds go on, they start to awaken a little bit, you know, like it's becoming more and more dire the longer these rounds actually take precedence. But here we are. A great shot as well from Runway right there onto Immis. Lowers it down, but Immis had already tossed that frag out. So I mean it made it a lot more dangerous for them to hold that angle. Fraggy tries to obviously get the shot. Not gonna quite find it there. He finds the damage, but doesn't find the kill as the nade does. So I mean, man, it's kind of crazy, honestly.
It might sound crazy, but am I wrong that Delina's Lancer has hurt them more than helped them this map?
I'm not actually sure. I feel like
I don't think he's been helping all too much because he's been getting the first down, but
Right.
he ends up dying. So it's like, you know, or he's on the other side of the map, just not doing anything like he is now, and now his team's in a 4v3. So that's why I'm like, maybe Lancer wasn't the right play. Just because Pixie terrorized them on Lancer doesn't mean that you should play it. And that is very interesting thought process, honestly.
Tosses out her briefcase as well, but look at how far back they're already playing, man. They have such a good perspective. Is anyone looking at the bomb right now? Okay. They're pushing back up too. I'm like, okay, so this is the same situation as we saw last time. They're throwing out smokes and everything, but with where they planted the bomb, I don't think can anyone even stop them from doing this?
No, I don't think so.
Like they're trying to, but they're not gaining much ground. They're actually getting lowered by getting shot through the smoke.
But they're not on the bomb anymore. They down the Dahlia. Ink is on the bomb. Ink's gonna get taken out though, and there's still a player up top. He has to win that gunfight. Polza wins that one. Polza takes out two, and he wins the round. Oh my goodness! Polza just went absolutely massive, able to take out 3 players at the very end from the rooftops, and just like that, we got ourselves another 7-7, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, Polza.
Wow. I think that's like that's crazy. Like I knew they had stepped off of the bomb, but I'm like I knew they had stepped off of the bomb, but I was like, hey, like we have the bomb still being there, right? Like at least is what I imagine the thought process is. We have the bomb here, right? We're gonna throw out the smokes, the utility, spray through the smoke. Nobody's peeking. Okay, we're gonna try and stick on the bomb. All right, well I got shot. We have to back off and try and play like another retake, but they stayed off of the bomb for longer than I thought they would.
Oh my goodness. Now, I'm not sure about this, but he just downed a player, and that player immediately got back up. Now, did he just down the runway? He did. Oh my goodness. They downed the runway, so the Dahlia Link is already down on the side of Justus. 7-7, they have no Dahlia Link, and they have to defuse the bomb. This is going to be hard to do.
Yeah, bomb's already down, too. It's something that you have to be a little bit more cautious of. The nade gets tossed down, obviously spreads out the damage, give herself to repair the armor so she can be back into the fight. They use the quick and quiet, though, just to make sure they can be as sneaky as possible. They're pushing up to try and see if they can stop this. Ensign goes out and manages to stall them off of the bomb. The nade follows through soon after that. Fraggy, Delena, Gronky, all 3 of them are down. Ink was the final one, and they take that round. That is going to be 8-7. Right Turtle win several rounds in a row. My goodness, dude. Wow. I am impressed.
Yeah, just like that. Just like that. Beautiful stuff coming out of this squad in Right Turtle. They did absolutely amazing right there on that comeback. That was a 7-3 comeback, ladies and gentlemen. That is not easy to do, especially against a team at the caliber of Justus. And they were on offense. They won 5 rounds on offense in a row. Like, this was an incredible game, and we get the pleasure of watching these replays right here. Fawn, take it away.
Yeah, I'm floored, man. I mean, we saw such a prevalent start by Justus in the very, very beginning, right? I mean, they were doing so well. They were making sure that they were getting the picks. The pushing on a site seemed to be like a breeze to them, right? They had their smokes up. They're like, we got our smokes, we got our runway. We can replenish our nades where possible. This finna be a breeze. They throw out the smokes, they get the bombs down. It makes it that simple, and they get round after round after round. Only when things start changing is when we start swapping sides, right? We see Right Turtle get a couple games here and there, right? Like we see them get a couple rounds, like they're clearly trying to put up a fight, but it just seems like Justus have that control. they switch to attack, and then it's like all hell breaks loose, right? It's like I was talking about playing the map beforehand. Everyone on the side of Right Turtle just really saddled up after that point in time, right? You mentioned it so well, was the fact of how they literally burned Dahlia Link so early during that last round. There was literally
Yeah.
nothing else more than that. Was that if they would have had a Dahlia Link, that would have been a different story. You see beautiful
Yep.
shots like this, and they go up 7-3, and you're like, well, this is over, right? They only need
Oh, he
one more.
shot bodies. Oh, I wish I noticed that he was shooting bodies. Frag might regret that one, as we've
Yeah.
seen people shoot
Yeah.
bodies a ton and end up losing the map because of it. And it looks like it might have happened again, as that is an 8-7. That was such a close, good game, man. You see, Frag, he was trying his best, but honestly, this squad, they were playing their post plant so perfectly. There were so many times where they would get right on the bomb, just so close. Right here, this was what I'm talking about. He's able to down, he downed the runway, and immediately they Dahlia link it. And I have no idea why they would use their Dahlia link that far away when they know there's no chance that player is gonna be able to get back or to be full killed. And man, I don't even know what to say, but we're going to a Favelas King of the Hill. That's going to be up next. And if I'm Justus, I'm liking the map, but I'm not liking my vibe going into this map. Anytime you are up 7-3, you're supposed to win that tried and true. So losing that one is going to be so rough. Oh man, they've lost both King of the Hills, I believe, to Right Turtle in the last series, and now they have to beat them on at least one of the King of the Hills if they want to win this one. And Favelas has been a very strong Justus map, but after that performance on Palace, I'm just not sure if Justus is mental, if they're going to have the mental strength to be able to win these next two maps. You know, maybe mentally they're saying, you know what, if we lose these next two maps, oh well, we'll come back next month, we'll be better. You know, maybe they're thinking that. You know, maybe they're thinking, oh, second place isn't so bad this second time ever this year, you know? Or maybe they're sitting here saying, you know what, maybe they got that mentality that, you know, we love to see out of these Roco players, is that it's never over until it's over. Until it says defeat, this series is winnable. Even if it's 149-0 in King of the Hill, you can make a comeback. The people that have that type of mentality, those are the ones that make it the furthest. So, you know, we'll see if Justus is going to be able to have a strong mentality, because honestly, bro, they haven't been pushed to the limits like this too often.
Yeah, and I'm actually interested in the bans as well. I mean, we have the Vi ban, we have the Lancer ban, and obviously based off the last match, I completely understand the Lancer ban, right? I mean, you brought up, I think, actually a really good point. Picking the Lancer for the sake of Lancer is not always the move, right? If you can't play Lancer, don't play Lancer. Like, it's just that simple. A character may be good, but if you can't play that character, don't play it or force yourself to play it. That's not even just competitive play. That's ranked as well, right? Like, you don't need to pick a character it is that you don't necessarily know how to play just because that character is good. Doesn't mean you're automatically going to win. And I think that's a little bit of what we saw there, because you really did bring up a good point. It was very rare we actually saw the Lancer really do much of anything, right? Because we saw the downs were happening. Okay, they're getting the damage, but they're getting picked right back up. And half the time after that's happening, he's dead, like, soon after. So it's making it like sort of a big point of discussion. But I think it all boils down to it may not have been more of a comfort pick for them. I think King of the Hill and Favelas is definitely one of those maps where I still think Lancer can do good on. I don't think it's one of her best maps, but I think it is a good one nevertheless for her. So I'm not surprised by Justus banning out the Lancer here. I'm not surprised by Right Turtle banning out the Vi either. So,
oh yeah, Right Turtle is going to say goodbye to the Vi. Whether it's Gronky, whether it's Delena, neither one of you guys are going to be playing it, and who knows what we're going to see rogue wise. You know, there's so many rogues that are left to open in this map, and you know, Favelas, King of the Hill, we've seen so many different power picks, whether it's the Scorch, whether it's even the Chalk, the Kestrel, the Dallas. We've seen a ton of Scorch is left up, so most likely we're going to see Scorch, Dallas, Dahlia, and Kestrel on both teams, I would assume. We might see a Chalk instead of a Kestrel, but I highly doubt it, the way these two teams have been playing Dallas and Kestrel as well. So, you know, who knows? But Polza, we have seen him pull out that Chalk, you know, and you said that you have liked that pick, at least in the demolition. So we'll see how this is going to work out. You know, they were able to take them out in that lockdown demo on that first map. And, you know, now they're able to take them out on Palace demo map 1 here. So Who knows, man? I'm excited. I hope you're excited because we're about to load into the map right now. This is going to be a good one. Favela's King of the Hill, baby.
Yeah, here we are. We'll be running 3 back-to-back respawn modes in a row. And respawn is definitely one of those times where if you aren't careful, the rug can really get swept out from under you, right? It is a very momentum heavy game mode, whether you're looking at strikeout or demolition, especially strikeout, because even though you're respawning, you still have a limited amount of lives, right? And that really does determine not only the mindset for the players it is you'll be playing against, but also the mood. Hey, you mentioned chalk. I was saying it before. I was gonna mention it, but I was saying that you could also just run the chalk, the chalk with the Scorch and Kestrel, because we've seen that be a thing today as well, right? Actually, we've seen this exact same comp today. We've seen the chalk, Scorch, Kestrel, Dallas, and it really does benefit the aggressiveness, right? Sometimes all you need is aggression. Sometimes what you need is less of that passive play style that you might have with Dahlia and more of an aggressive play style. I mean, it's respawns, right? Like, and your abilities recharge back. I think there's a lot less of this you have to be concerned about, especially if you're worried about taking those gunfights, especially if you're worried about taking those duels. I think this is a great draft. And I think I'm going to be honest with you, while Dahlia has been such a consistent pick today, I'm not too sure if it'll be a good thing for them, because the team on the left, right turtle, I don't think they're going to be like they're not waiting. They're not stopping for anything.
Yeah, that is very true. They decided to change out the Dahlia for the chalk. I thought it might be the Kestrel for the chalk, but they're opting to get rid of the Dahlia. And this is an interesting decision because now only one of the players that are on your team is going to be immune to that fire, while on the other side, you're going to have 2 players that are immune to the fire. Oh, man. I wish that I could sit here and say that Right Turtle, that I like their draft more, but honestly, Justus picked the 4 rogues that I called earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and say that they have the better comp just because of that. Just because of that fire ability. I'm sure on that last hill it's going to matter so much. So we'll see, though. As who knows, man? It's going to be a very close match.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, you see how they're all just like W King right around the corner, right? Like, they're not even giving them a chance to do anything. They take care of Emish, sure, but they're pushing up just so that they can create this opportunity where they're already waiting for them to walk out of their spawn so they can get these kills. This is what this team offers. Like I said, I feel like the passiveness of the Dahlia, they punish them from being up too far, but I feel like the passiveness of the Dahlia isn't enough to keep up with how frequently they're going to be pushing, because this is only the first time that we've seen this happen. They plan on utilizing this comp in this exact way.
Yeah, and the other interesting thing is that they gave up that scrap time, so they're not even going to be getting the last 15 seconds. That's going to be going over to Justus. And that's the thing, is that this is such a power hill. Justus already has the spawns for this hill. So not only did they have the spawns, they also got the scrap time. And when you combine those two things, it's going to be a very good second hill for this squad. But they are going to have to get on the hill. Even though they have the favored side, they still have to push it and get onto the point. And right now, they're pushing them out directly. They're saying, you know what? You don't want to meet us there. We'll bring the fight to you. And look at that. They already flipped the spawns. They're starting to spawn out in the river. If they can win this gunfight on the Dallas, that'll be major. But no, Ink, excuse me, going to be holding strong.
Yeah, they're slowly trying to make their way back onto the objective, but those early shots all the way towards the back of their spawn lowered an individual on their team so low that he wasn't quite able to peek out or stall them from pushing in. They saw the low opportunity, and like you said, they won't bring the fight to us, we'll bring it to you. And that's exactly what it is they're trying to do. However, the stall may have been a little bit too much. I think they got themselves staggered out quite a bit. They're tossing out the nades and everything, just trying to see if they can fight anybody. They're leaving one person on the objective. They've already given it up and given up the scrap time, like I said. I think this is one of the more pivotal sides as well. What a beautiful crossfire, too. Tosses out the Simtex. Sees that frag. He's right there, but actually gets killed by the drones. For a second, I thought he was getting hit in the back, and they actually went around for the flank, but no, that wasn't the case. They actually just used the Halo drones, and it ended up taking care of
Pulls are going to be going in. That player is going to be immune, so they're going to be contesting it that whole time. And, you know, they do have 2 players that can do that, so you're not even sure if it's the Dahlia or the Scorch. This time it's the Scorch. Scorch going to be taken out. That player is going to be at this front box, but he's going to get taken out by Slop as well. 2 big kills by Slop. Pulsa gets the 3rd one. Now all that's left is the Dallas, but I'm not saying all that's left because Dallas just took out 2, and now even though Right Turtle does have control of this site, it's going to be hard to hold it because right now you can see the way that Ink is coming in, but Prosper's able to help him out and take him out. Oh my goodness, the cross shot. That is just amazing coming out of Right Turtle. The fact that they're able to trust their teammates like that for Emes to live this entire time, Emes should be dead by at least 2 different people. Hops up, doesn't die to Ink, Prosper helps him out, wins that big gunfight against Frag Out, and then Prosper takes out Gronky to his left. Just beautiful stuff all around by this side of Right Turtle.
I'm just impressed. At certain points in time, just got to nod and give a little golf clap, right? I think that's like the best way to sort of look at this. And man, oh man, what a great opportunity for Right Turtle to go into this last point, right? Because of the fact that they've sort of been behind in terms of Justus Roco. But that last fight, Prosper, Emes, those 2 taking care of business when he's been taken care of, but losing that fight right there is definitely not the best look. Emes, Prosper both go down, and now Justus Flood onto site here. He's going to get pushed out by so many people. He gets 1. It doesn't even matter, man. They are really looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, and right now, Right Turtle, 30 seconds left. I always say that the gunfight at around the 25-second mark is usually going to be the deciding factor on who wins the round, and right now this is going to be it. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This fight usually happens around the 20-second mark. 2 trades going to be coming out. 3 downs now on the side of Right Turtle. They're looking for the 4th one. That is the Scorch. She's all by her lonesome, but it doesn't matter. They already got control of the site. 10 seconds left, and then they are going to be securing this victory. Emes pulls it. They are. Ooh, and the player is going to be creeping on up. Going to need to win this one. Slop running for his life, but he's going to get taken out. 1 second left to get in the hill, and they're not going to. Ooh, they are going to let them. They're actually in the hill, but they're down. They got to finish off these players. That's 1. You have to finish off the 2nd one. There they go. They are able to finish them off and go up 1-0. Woo!
Here we are, Right Turtle. A situation that we saw last game where they were down but not out, and here they are making this a 1-0. They take the first point on King of the Hill Favelas here in grand finals on the main stage. I think I am so impressed, man. These players really, like the last few qualifiers it was we were watching them, it was like a lot of discussion about, you know, like if they, like they've qualified, right, but some of the play it was we were seeing, I'm gonna be real with you, some of the play it is that we've been seeing from them previously was not to this level. They are playing extremely well, at least in the more recent weeks. We had seen such a common and consistent sort of like down spiral of how these players were playing, and now look at these guys, man. I mean, finding 2 kills immediately on the push. Scorch is hitting W key. They don't care, man. They're pushing in.
You're absolutely right, and they might even try fighting for the spawns. I think they realize that they already flipped the spawns. They already spawned them out, so they can go get control of B Hill already, and that's what... Oh, that's unfortunate. And that's just was able to do last round. Oh, you're not supposed to win that one. They are just winning all these gunfights right now, all the important ones, as he's going to be taking out him as well. Sees one more person. That's going to be Frag. He's going to kill him on the cross as well. And man, it is just crabs in a barrel right now. Slopodopolis with this. Oh my goodness. It is just absolutely incredible with this gun mastery now, because everyone's able to use whatever gun that they're most accurate with. So it's like, you know, you're talking about we haven't seen these players play like this. Maybe we haven't seen these players be able to use the guns that they want. Is this Chalk is using a 24S. Everyone's using guns that aren't naturally on their character aside from the Lancer most of the time. So, you know, it's definitely interesting to see, because these players are going to be hitting all these shots like you've been talking about.
Trying to push in. Flashbang goes out once again. They got flashed in real life for a second. Goodness gracious, I hurt my eyes for a little bit. They actually managed to push on the side and get the kills where necessary. Rocky downs 2 obviously takes care of those people. Him and Elena trade each other out, or Delana trade each other out. And now they're trying to make their way all the way back onto site so far. Trying to see if they can slowly push in. It's the Scorch that's there, but hey, when the Ensign fails, you got the Sticky Grenade, you got the Simtex to make sure that it makes up for that lack of damage. Now they're on the objective and they're letting it go. They're already fighting for the next point. They're already fighting for C objective.
Yeah, and this might be a smart thing. You know, not too many points were made on that B hill. So, you know, going to this C hill that we did see Right Turtle honestly have one of the best holds that I've seen on on camera, that was just an incredible hold that last round on the C hill. So we got to see if they're going to be ready to do it again, but not if Ink has anything to say about it, as he's down 2 players looking for more as they fully cleared out this site. And now they have a minute. They should have a full minute of time on this hill. I'm not sure if the squad in Right Turtle is even going to try and take them out. It looks like a couple players are going to be doing that, going for this late play, but I'm not sure if it's going to work out. Ink already taken out Polza on the backside. That was really their biggest hope, was for Polza to make a play, and now that he's taken out, it's just going to be very rough for Right Turtle on this hill, and if I'm them, I'm setting up for D hill.
Yeah, it seems like this is a little bit too difficult for them to try and overtake here. 30 seconds remaining, and I think there's too many spots it is you have to be concerned about if you're trying to push in. They're sending in scores to try and see if they can at least stop a couple things. They get melted like crazy. If Dahlia doesn't swing there, they definitely lose.
Yeah.
Like, she gets 2 free kills right there, but doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. They do swing around, help out their teammates. Slapodopoulos gets shot in the back, brought down, and the ensign, while killing Fraggy, I don't know if it'll be enough. Turns around and manages to whip around with the ensign. That was a clutch ensign. Makes it onto the site as well. This is the last point. Let's see if Right Turtle have it in them to make another comeback.
Yeah, they're essentially going to have to hold this thing the entire time. If they ever do lose it, you know, they're just going to need to win that gunfight at that 25-second mark if they want to be able to hold it, because after that, it's going to be sudden death. Such a good trade. Oh, my goodness. Man.
I can't even believe that he won that.
Yeah. Like I said, the skill coming out of these players is absolutely unparalleled. They are absolutely the best of the best in Rogue Company for a reason. And you can see the trade coming out with the Kestrel drones. And right there, that is the wipe that I'm talking about. 2 players drop. Oh, but they're able to get another one in return. That's another down coming out, and these trades are coming in, and you know, this might actually be doable if you're the side of Right Turtle. You just got to win this last engagement. Here we go. Dallas is going to be on the hill looking for these players. Ink is going to be waiting to hop up, but he does get taken out, sadly.
Yeah, Slop was in such a good position beforehand. They're still in control over the objective here. Prosper Logic goes down, so obviously I don't think Slop will be able to make this return here. Slop was so unfortunate about that. Slop was going around on the flank to try and see if he could stop Gronky from getting the crossfire that he did, because Dallas obviously was pushed up. Emis was just pretty much waiting and holding with his teammate with Pulsa,
yeah.
But he got killed from their side of the barricade, right? Justus Roco's side of the barricade. And with that being the case, Slop didn't make it around in time to stop Delena and just to stop Gronky, to stop Ink. So with that being the case, they ended up losing that round, and it goes straight to Justus Roco. I think he had a great setup. I think the crossfire, like every time somebody died near or on site, Slop literally had it covered because of where he was playing. But in a situation like that, it doesn't end up going well enough for that to be the case. So they had to just sort of give it up. So far, so good, though, with taking over the first site of this next round.
Oh, yeah. Big time. And that's 2 players down already. So this is a great start for Right Turtle. Now, they already know that they have to start fighting for this B hill earlier, at least looking for those players that are rotating over. So it looks like 3 players of Justice are still looking to fight this hill. Not exactly sure why, as they're going to be running right into the meat grinder, all of them. Yeah, I have no idea why they would be pushed. I feel like they've played this map enough today where they've learned that they don't need to push that last 30 seconds of scrap time. It's better to go focus on that B hill and get that control, and they decided not to do it, and that might come back to bite them big time. I'm not sure who has control of this area right now. It looks like Delena is going to be fighting for it. Looks like the EU boys have taken control of the spawns for this B hill, and they're also getting the scrap time on the last one.
Yeah, it seems like they're at least able to get a couple kills here, but Delena, Justus Roco, they're not going to try and take this one lying down, man. Just use the bounce nade to try and see if they can push in. I think they know that somebody's that close with how they've been playing and approaching this corner. One of them backs up. They try and take a wider swing, but Pulsa, Prosper Logic, both of them individually get a kill apiece. And now here we are trying to fight for control over B site. They do manage to get rid of Delena as well, and that's not going to be the look for them right now. Instead, it's just going to end up winning against Emis right there. To get the kill, 52-18. And Slapodopoulos is still in control over the objective.
Yeah, and right now you can see this is just, I feel like this is just mistakes. Like you see right here, Ink is all the way trying to get spawns right now. What are you doing? There's 20 seconds left on this hill. The most important hill is about to be up. That is the C hill. You have to get control of that. And right now, Ink gets taken out. Doesn't help his team at all, really. And now they're going to lose the spawns. And I'm pretty sure they don't even have control of the C hill. I'm pretty sure that one of the players on Right Turtle are over there right now on the C hill just waiting for it to pop. And they have a 50-point lead now heading into the C hill with control of the C hill. Yeah, there's Polza just hanging out on the site.
Yeah, they do take control over this mostly. Gronky manages to find one, but Slop and Prosper and Miss, all of them find a kill apiece in beautiful fashion, set up perfectly. And this is what you were talking about. This is the pressure that you feel from not having set up in time. You see that they all run there, but they're already waiting with open arms and bated breath. They're willing to welcome them onto C's side, obviously. I mean, like, that's crazy. They don't set up. It seems like they're making a lot of smaller mistakes that are leading to a grand scheme of things that make it that much harder for them to be able to hold these sites.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they are in the meat grinder. Not to say this round is over, but I know if I'm Justus, the comms are not going to be great right now. I know that had to have been a miscommunication error. There's no way that they're going to be fighting for spawns at 25 seconds. Like, I've seen this team play too many times. They're too smart, and they know that that's not the play, but hey, if you're sitting here arguing in your comms, if you're, if things aren't exactly going great, then who knows? Maybe you'll just kind of let them have the map, and maybe you're looking at the next 3 maps saying, you know what, we'll take those 3 off you. But that's a risky game to play.
Justus Roco doing so well with making sure that they're playing the proper retake here. Simtex goes out, and obviously Polsa gets shot trying to see if he can actually utilize that Simtex for the better. Doesn't quite find it. Prosper, MS, Polsa are the 3 that fall, but Slop is the only one that maintains this control, tries to swing. He was trying to swing to get Slop, but Polsa literally spawned at the most inconvenient time because he knew that he was there based off of the comms that his team was giving him, which is why he was ADSing. He thought he was going to run towards him, but they literally spawned at the perfect time. That's just unlucky.
Oh yeah, big time. Ink, known for having that sixth sense about him, able to exactly tell where these guys are going to be coming from. It's one of his biggest attributes as a player. And right now, Prosper, he's going to be popping this ult a little bit prematurely. Now, it does last for quite a bit, as you lose 5 health every second, but I'd have waited until he got a little bit closer, as he's going to be eating all of this incendiary grenade. And yeah, they only have 24 more seconds that they have to get on this final hill, and now down to 20. That's some big kills in the kill feed, but how big can you really go? Prosper able to get 2, not able to get 3 for his squad, and we're going to see a sudden death now as Justus is retaking the hill, and they have to have a 60-point comeback, Vaughn.
I don't know if this is a good opportunity. Polsa swings around too early, and while they did have people to set up to try and see if they could actually take that fight, throws out the melee, but doesn't quite find it. He misses there and pops the stem. Somebody is covering him, though, and manages to get the kills. They clean up, and Right Turtle, once again, on the precipice of defeat, managed to clutch another game. Here we are, 2-0 in favor of them.
Oh yeah, this is great stuff, coming out of this squad. They are looking very, very good, and might I say, they were a little bit of a dark horse coming into this tournament. So let's go ahead and check out these replays right now of this map, because a lot of people obviously will have Right Turtle as a top 2 team coming into this tournament, but some people really had Cordiality as being that team that might take that second place spot away from them, but with Cordiality dropping, and now this squad potentially going to be taking out Justus. Now, one thing to note is that since Justus swapped over from Cute Hamster, they haven't lost any of these tournaments yet, and so this might be their first loss under that organization. That would be very, very interesting, as they're currently down 2 maps. You saw these KA-30s were just absolutely going insane this entire map. It didn't matter if it was Kestrel, absolutely. Dallas, didn't matter who it was. KA-30s are the way.
Yes, seeing Scorch as well. I believe Polsa running Chalk's SMG too. Like, I definitely think that it's, like, this weapon mastery really shows. Like, there's gold weapons all in the kill feed, right? Everyone's utilizing this. And I think that this is not only indicative of the draft, but also indicative of, like, how interesting this gun mastery system has really changed how people perceive and play some of these characters. This is also what I mentioned before too, right? We've seen Chalk, Scorch, Kestrel, Dallas, all on the same team earlier today in the tournament. And here they are once again steamrolling. Like, this is the point. I felt like the Dahlia would give them the opportunity to play a little bit too passively, and that's way more dangerous than having to deal with a lot of the pressure that comes out on the side of Right Turtle. Like, Dahlia, you have the opportunity, sure, you have the opportunity to be able to get that res, but in King of the Hill, most of the teams we've seen today have been like, forget that. Like, we're just worried about fighting, because that's what these respawn game modes want you to do. They want you to be more active. It's more fast paced because you have more than one life. And I think that draft complements not only their play style, but their mindset so unbelievably well. I'm honestly proud of Right Turtle, man. I'm glad they were able to do what they did.
I'm extremely proud of Right Turtle because on paper, in my opinion, they should have lost that Favelas King of the Hill. You know, if you're looking at how these teams have been performing recently, even today, you know, Justus, they looked amazing in their King of the Hill on Favelas earlier compared to their Demolition when they played against that squad. Yeah. And now, you know, now they're going to have to go to a factory strikeout, and they're going to have to win against a bunch of blazing hot weapons, because right now, Right Turtle, they are not missing. And that is something to be had, because they, man, winning that one, 7-3 comeback map 1, 2-1 win in the King of the Hill. They are winning by the skin of their teeth, but as long as you get the win, it doesn't matter by how much. And now they only need one more map out of the next 3 to be your champions for the month of September, and it's going to be amazing. We got the bans as well coming in. It looks like Justus is going to be banning Lancer, which is going to be pretty cool, and Right Turtle going to be banning out Vi. So Right Turtle is, you know, going to say, you know, you're not going to be playing that character, Gronky or Delina, and Justus is saying we're not dealing with Lancer because we're not going to play it.
Really, I'm interesting choice from them. Literally, if I were Right Turtle, I would run the exact same comp it was that I had on Favelas for King of the Hill. These are not only the same bans as last game, but bans that I feel like are falling short of what we just saw. I feel like I'm so serious when I say that I feel like Right Turtle could run the same draft if they wanted to, right? I feel like Lancer enables a lot more of that, and that's something that you have to be concerned of. Like, don't get me wrong, but I think in the long run, I think you're giving up a lot of pressure by not taking care of that Scorch at all.
Yeah, you're right. And, you know, an interesting ban that I haven't seen thrown out there too much in Respawn is the Dahlia ban. You know, not a lot of people have been banning it, but if you ban Dahlia, that hurts Scorch a lot, simply because Scorch isn't going to be having that second player that can stand in the fire with her. So she's going to be that standalone target. And, man, it just could get very, very bad for them if this Dahlia is left open. It's crazy. The Dahlia, you know, I know you said you were worried about the Dahlia playing slow. Delina, you know, after that second round, he had the most downs on his team. So, you know, able to really use that Mamba to do a lot of work, but just his teammates weren't able to step it up with him. And now we're going to see a straight up mirror match, and one that I'm super excited for. Dallas, Scorch, Dahlia, and Kestrel. No chalk this time.
Interesting. So they actually do go for the Dahlia here. I mean, I guess it makes a little bit more sense. You're talking about a map like Factory with a lot of cover and a lot more passive places that you can actually play on. So Dahlia can get a lot more value here than I think somewhere like Favelas, where a lot of the objectives involve you to be there and fight as frequently as possible. There's not a lot of places to hide on site. There's not a lot of places where you can play cover from. And I think seeing an exact mirror of these comps makes sense because it offers exactly what you would need. I mean, you have Kestrel, you have Scorch. They're great at making sure that not only can they duel, but they can force people off of the objectives in case they need them to, through their abilities, through their utility. That's something it is you have to be mindful of. Obviously, Dahlia making sure that she's suited up with that Scorch, negating those Incend grenades, making it easier for her to fight the opposing Scorch. And Dahlia, I mean, it makes it a lot more easy for them to really look at it from an objective perspective when you have these compositions at your disposal.
100%, and you can see already the Kestrel ult's coming out. A lot of aggression out of the side of Justus, as they are going to be, at least for now, having control of this hill. But it is ticking down quickly, and I believe they're in a stalemate. Yes, so both teams currently in a stalemate. One life at a time, going to be ticking this bad boy away. And just like that, Ink taking out Emes. And they're up 2 lives, 3 lives already. Make that 4. And man, I don't want to say that it's starting off ugly, but not looking pretty for Right Turtle off the rip. They're going to need to get these trades and do it fast. And as I say that, my lord, EMS able to take out 3 players just like that. And now we got ourselves a 2-point game just in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, I mean, overall, great retake from them. I like the utilization of their teamwork. I think them putting a lot of pressure by staying by the van, but also making sure that they had somebody by mid to make sure that they took the same fights at the same time was definitely a good look. Scorch is obviously going to have to back off here because she doesn't want to peek into like 8 million different people, right? So you're going to want to make sure that you stay alive for as long as possible. They don't know Slop's there. They knew one was there, but not 2. And they are able to at least get the kill there. Now, once again, we're still dealing with a 2-point differential here.
Yeah,
that's a huge flank.
Pulsa does go down, but the non-padded step flank, and it looks like Ink, he might have an inkling. This player is going to be coming up behind him, so we'll see right now as he should have heard that roll, and Ink tried to roll away, wasn't able to. Both of those players are going to drop, and that's a beautiful pinch. Like you said, an amazing flank coming out of this player in EMS.
And that's great because not only does that get rid of the differential, that evens the odds here. And they're already close to being able to lose that fight so far. Has to back up. He actually, he crossed back over through there. Of all places, he crossed back over through there.
Yeah.
That is a bold man. That's a bold move, Fraggy. I don't know what to say about that. That's crazy that he crossed back over through that window. I think that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me either. I'm not sure if he thought the player might have dipped out and left. Not sure what exactly went through his head right there. But either way, this one turned on its head and turned on its head quickly. I said it was looking ugly for the side of Right Turtle, but now it's flipped on its head and it's not looking so good for Justus as all these players are dropping, and now it's only the Dallas left. And he's got a Dahlia with him, but that's not really going to matter. And now it's only the Dahlia in Delina, and this one is going to be over very quickly. Wow.
Wow. I'm literally just floored, like speechless, because I'm shocked by not only how well they're playing, but dang, not only by how well they're playing, but overall just the type of perspective that they have here, right? Because it's the mindset that seems to be prevailing to me time and time again. Let's take a little bit of a dip away from their mechanical skill for a second and talk about how well they've been thinking on a lot of these pushes. A lot of the time, they aren't even moving, and we've talked about this from a few other teams' perspectives about, man, if they only would have just waited, like if they have like somebody there with them, then maybe it becomes a lot easier. We've been seeing Right Turtle do that. Now, at the same time, we've been seeing them in some situations not do that, but they've been pushing their advantage, and they feel like they're strong enough as a team or strong enough as a whole to do that. And it's been working out for them, man. I mean, like, I'm genuinely impressed.
Yeah, you know, they've been doing a great job overall of that. And one thing that I will say is Gronky is not having the best day when it comes to strikeout. He had a very rough strikeout in the last series that we watched, and you know, this one isn't starting much better as he only was able to get one down on the Scorch. And the thing is, one Scorch started this round with 17,000 in cash. Gronky on the Scorch started it with only 10,500. The difference in that is one is able to get headstrong, one is able to get tenacity as well. The other one still can't get either one. So right now, Gronky is really in a pickle, and he's really going to have to do well with his gun specifically if he's going to want to win this bad boy. But this one's an even game right now as Poles is able to take out Frag Out, reclaim that strikeout point.
I love how they played that, man. Like, Slop goes around from the flank through mid, nobody's watching there, they open it up, and it's like always on cue. They're pushing in. As soon as Slop gets those 2 kills, they're already on site. And there's too many places you have to worry about, right? That's what I'm talking about, right? It's not always about how you aim. Like, we can have some great shots, we can have some cool kills as much as it is that you want to, but that doesn't matter because of how these teams are playing. They're pushing at the same time as everybody else, and they have great spawn zoning as well. They're pushing in too, like, they're stuck. Ink and Gronky are stuck behind this thing.
Yeah, they're stuck. They are not going to be getting to that point anytime soon. And you can see they're pushing toward the point. They said, oh! And sadly, Gronky, the last player, finally able to get another kill. Man, but it's 4-2 right now. And there goes the Dahlia. So that's another down that they're most likely not going to be able to get up. And this is a big fight right here. Frag not gonna win that
Oh
one
my
against Slop after he hit the
gosh.
stim.
How does
Oh
he lose
no.
that?
And that is absolutely tragic. Dallas does drop as well. They only have 3 lives left. That's the Dahlia, the Scorch, and the Kestrel. And if history has shown what will happen, it's not really in favor of Justus whatsoever. And man, as I say that, they're able to pick up 2 downs back to back, 2-kill game. This one is close. Right now, Ink is going to be pushing up onto this Dahlia, but Dahlia Prosper going crazy, able to finish him off. And now there's only 2 players left. And now we got ourselves a 2v4 situation, 1v4 situation now, all on Gronky. And Gronky is going to get taken out as well. That is a 2-0 strikeout lead. And right now, they are 1 round away in strikeout from being your September $10,000 champions and being $6,000 richer.
I'm speechless, man. Like I am I'm literally speechless, man. Like I think that this is such a amazing thing to be able to see on the side of Right Turtle, right? I think that this is honestly very well played by them. I mean, you have to be impressed with how they're playing so far and how much they've grown from when we see them in the qualifiers to now, man. Because this is not who I would have expected to be in the finals if you asked me. You know, like I would have been expecting some of the teams it is that we've seen along with these qualifiers, but they are just now they're steamrolling. Now this is just like this is momentum all in their court.
Yeah, that's a lot of momentum, and anytime you're able to get a full wipe, oh man, most likely you're going to be able to set up for at least a couple more kills. There's one out of, nope, not able to get it. Almost able to, almost messed that one up, but he is able to hit the stem, get out of there with his life, and Slop. You can see he's running to the very back of the spawn. He is playing his life, as that is the name of the game. They're up 5 lives already. They just got to keep this bad boy up, keep this pressure up, and don't let that happen. They just lost 3 lives at the same time, so that cannot happen. They're only up 3 now. They got to keep this pressure on, but can't be reckless pressure, as this team in Justus, they're never out of it. Let me say that. They are never out of it. This series is not over, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just say that right now. Justus is very capable of bringing this bad boy back.
Oh, they play together, though. Slop swings around the corner.
Yeah.
Posa manages to get the kill there, but great positioning on Ink. He manages to watch mid for the most part. Gronky actually gets taken out of this. There is a kill on him. Tries to see if he can find some sort of way out, and they manage to get Delena as well. That's another down. They're all swinging Ink together, and they get another kill on that. 5 lives remaining on the side of Justus Roco to Right Turtle's 9 so far. And I think this has been like I'm not sure if there's if their mental is shot, what's happening here, but I gotta be careful. Honestly, gotta be careful about this.
Yeah, not sure what it is, but you know, only 1 life remains. 0 lives now remaining. Oh my goodness, these are their last 4. This is 11-4. This is over. Right Turtle, they're going to be your champions. Unless we see something like literally the best comeback that we've ever seen in Strikeout. Unless that happens, this is all over, ladies and gentlemen. And Right Turtle are going to be your champions.
Ink, Delena, both of them down. One of them is going to be taken out of the fray here. Gronky, there's so many people that are still trying to fight here, but Emis pushes around the corner. Fraggy still manages to get another one. They take care of this one. That will be a 3-0 on the side of Right Turtle, man. That is, that's insane. Here we are at 3-0.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. 3-zip. 3-0. I think this is the first time that we've seen Right Turtle 3-0 Justus. You know, it might be the first time that I've seen Justus get 3-0'd, but man, Justus might have to go back to the drawing board after that one, because Right Turtle made all the right plays, made all the right decisions when it came to rogues, pushing. Everything was incredible. And they are so deserving of this $6,000 first place prize. And let's go ahead and look at these series replays. Fawn, what are your thoughts?
A long journey is how I would best describe this one. Right Turtle, this is not, like I said, who I was expecting to see in the finals right here. This is an overall great adaptation, great team play and teamwork for the entire side of Right Turtle. They have been doing so well. They have done an amazing job in terms of maximizing their output here, doing the best it is they possibly can. Justus, no sort of disrespect or anything to them I think they played an amazing job. But right Turtle, I mean, I'm sure like we I'm sure if you even like you can hear or at least imagine the amount of excitement because like I said, I've a Prosper Slop. I know those two boys. I remember commentating them back during Paladins days, right? And they are very passionate. So I can only imagine what somebody's eardrums must have felt like after that one for sure. They are very passionate players, and I think that that is absolutely an amazing match, man. They earned it. They really did earn
Yeah.
that. That was amazing play. Honestly, a great perspective to have. I love their drafts. I love the way that they played it as a whole, as a team, and the fact that they did everything as a team. There were a few times where a couple of them would get picked off by themselves, but if we're swinging this corner, we're swinging it as a team. If we're taking this objective, we're taking this as a team. If somebody's getting caught, that call gets made, we're rotating as a team. Everyone's always retreating back into open arms of their teammates or making sure that they're keeping those comms clear and consistent, and you can tell that through their play. The hard work, the dedication, the time, I'm sure they're happy, man.
Oh yeah, they are absolutely ecstatic. I was talking to Slop this morning. He was saying he's feeling ready. He's feeling very good about today, and it looks like for a reason, as they were able to win this one very handily, finishing out the strikeout 3-0. So just let you know, we 3-0'd you in the series and the strikeout. Man, this is just nasty hip fire shots coming out of Emes with that pistol. And right here, Frag, you can't lose those as Slop takes him out right there. And man, Slop was definitely on one. Like I said, these players are just not missing when it comes to this gun skill. Just absolutely the best in the game. And, you know, one thing that I will say is that right now, the thing that Justus, or that Right Turtle has on Justus is, guess what? In this weapon mastery meta, you're not better than us. They can straight up just say that. You're not better than us in this weapon mastery update. I'm on a Dallas where I'm able to have a KA-30. I don't have to have a Riptide anymore. Things like that. You know, we're seeing these players a lot more comfortable. So who knows? Maybe Right Turtle now might be that respawn juggernaut that we saw so early on in this year.
Maybe so, man. I mean, you have an 8-7 on Palace, a 2-1 on Favelas, and then a 3-0 strikeout factory. I mean, that is wow, man. Like, once again, like I can say that like I'm impressed. I'm proud of these guys. I think they did a wonderful job. I am overall floored with how well they've actually grown as a team, seeing them throughout these qualifiers, even when I wasn't commentating, watching from home, man. Like I think it's a great opportunity. I believe we can go ahead and throw it right to the bracket here as well. You can talk about this, Ro.